All right, it's July 15th, 2022. Linda's number, she's going with number 5. I'm going to go with number 5 too. So I had a long talk with her, and we're going to see if this number is correct. So today's number, we're going with 5, Mr. Gordon Cole. Okay, we were wrong. It's actually number 8. But we've been right before. We were close. We were 3 off. It was 8. Yeah, it was 8. So you missed it by 3. I think you missed it by 3 last time, so we're somewhat right. It was 8.
What'd you guess?
I went with 5 too.
Well, because it's July 15.
I don't think I would have gone with 8. What'd you say? You can't go, it's only 1 through 10. Remember.
I know, but today's the 15th. So
It goes like this.
5. Yeah.
Listen, let me.
8, but I thought 5.
It goes like this. Here we go for today's number. It's July 15, 2022. 10 balls. Each ball has a number. Swirl the numbers. Pick a number. Today's number is 8, if it's the 15th. But it's and welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. I wear these glasses because I don't have to have them like that. I can see fine like this, watch television and all this, everything. But when I'm dealing with small print, I need those glasses that go so that they're like bifocals or whatever. So these are kind of like bifocals in a way. Or I can go like this for a moment. I do it sometimes with the computer. It kind of blocks some of the light too. You can see these are blue tint. And these are normal. But they're also cool too because they have lights too on them. So I can have these lights on them too. Lights. And I'm talking to Linda today. I had a long talk with her about a play called The Glory of Living by Rebecca Gilman. I recommend this play to any modern theater. And if any theater in the nation is doing it, let me know. And please post it on Facebook or YouTube. I don't know if you can post the whole play on Facebook, but you can on YouTube. And what I mean by post it, post the performance of Glory of Living by Rebecca Gilman. Rebecca Gilman, okay? Annie Baker is one of my favorite playwrights. Really, she's a female. But Rebecca Gilman is right there, number 10 of great playwrights. We're talking about Tennessee Williams, David Mamet, Arthur Miller, all the great playwrights. I put Annie Baker right there with them. Also, Rebecca Gilman, too. People forget about Rebecca Gilman. But she did something about swirling into butter or something like that. It was another one. Spinning into butter, which is a political play. She got political. Neil LaBoute's another good one. I don't talk a lot about Neil LaBoute. Of course, Sam Shepard, probably right there next to Shakespeare. But Rebecca Gilman actually is a very good playwright and does not get a lot of mention. And one play that she wrote that I think is as good as Streetcar Named Desire, if not the modern day Streetcar Named Desire, and I want to tell you this 100 times if I haven't said it, is a play called The Glory of Living, who Philip Seymour Hoffman, the father of Cooper Hoffman, if you recently said, or if you recently seen a movie called Licorice Pizza, he has a son called Cooper Hoffman. I hope he's not named after Bradley Cooper, but regardless, I don't think so. I think he's probably named after Agent Cooper or something, but his name is Cooper Hoffman. Did really very, very good in Licorice Pizza. His father, Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's passed away, rest in peace, directed a play called The Glory of Living. The best play that I've ever seen. This weird thing. They did some kind of update. My phone did something weird. I moved it out of the way. Best play ever seen, ever. Who was in it? Well, Jeffrey Donovan. Have you ever seen the Burn Notice? Getting burnt mixed up, so I'm thinking Bradley Cooper. Burn Notice, okay. Enough Bradley Cooper talk. Bradley was actually a peer of mine, the guy that played Chris Kyle. I'm also a Texan. Anyway, regardless. Bradley, who went to the same school as I went to, knows Cooper Hoffman probably. Cooper is very, very talented. Different type of style than his father. I have to say that. And there's nothing wrong with Cooper Hoffman's style either, because Licorice Pizza has been the best film I've seen this year, for sure. I didn't do a review on it. I did a written review on my Facebook, Licorice Pizza. But we're going back to Rebecca Gilman. Don't know why, but we are. Told Linda about it. This was my Streetcar Named Desire play that I got to witness. Now, I'm sure that many people went to Broadway when Marlon Brando did Streetcar Named Desire, and they just sat there and they were like, oh my gosh, and no telling where they are today if they can talk about it. And everybody that does talk about it usually says amazing things. They also say amazing things about Truckland Cafe, which Marlon Brando was in, that blew people away, and they were just like, Marlon came out there and he was just covered in water, and he just was saying, it's a scene where he says, I killed her, I killed her, I killed her. But he does his Marlon Brando thing, and he's saying it, and everyone in the audience believed him, and they were just blown away. This was that Truckland Cafe or Streetcar Named Desire moment for me as an audience member when I was in Broadway. Now, my friend, or my teacher, Bob Lavelle, this will be a longer one, this will be the one I'll have to get out there. Bob Lavelle gave me this book right here. I don't recommend it for the church-going group, but it was a book that he gave me, yes, right here. And it's about Zen. There's been some Zen performances. One was like Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Another one was Joe Pesci in Irishman. Where these performances are like a Zen Buddhist shooting an arrow right into the target. This is what Bob gave me. It's called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. I'm going to get back to Rebecca Gilman. Sorry, I burnt my lip again on some ramen noodle right there. I actually really did. I was eating the ramen noodle too. It always happens to YouTubers. There he is. Right there. He's passed away. He was my teacher. Bob Lavelle. He was up for a Tony for On Golden Pond. There's what he wrote to me. He said, "To Cole, love, Bob Lavelle, November 2001. That was at the Actor Studio. He handed this out for us to read. This must have been my, that was my, So Bob said that with acting, like theater, these monks would draw in the sand. So they would draw in the sand. And when they were done drawing in the sand, they would look at their art and then they would erase it. That's theater. Because ideally in theater, just like some church sermons, but ideally in theater, you're to see it live. But you'll never see it live again after it's done that way, that particular night. You may see it on video, maybe film, but you won't see it in person, right? Which is different. Anna Paquin and Jeffrey Donovan were my Vivian Leigh and Marlon Brando. I don't know if Vivian Leigh did it on Broadway, but you know what I mean. Because someone saw Marlon Brando perform Stanley Kowalski in Streetcar Named Desire, and someone saw the actress that played Blanche DuBois, I'm going to say Vivian Leigh, on Broadway, okay? And there were a lot of replacements because Marlon Brando broke his nose boxing underneath the stage in the basement of that theater. And I think Anthony Quinn was going to take over, or someone took over for a while until his nose healed, and then he went back to playing Stanley Kowalski. Now, Jeffrey Donovan, I've seen him in real life, and it was an amazing performance. It stuck out from the other actors. You could see the sense memory work. You could see him going through the emotion. Anna Paquin, who plays the protagonist in that, was just completely believable. Now, it's about this young couple that go off and they become like these serial killers, and they live in the South in this like motel room. They haven't made a movie out of it yet, and I don't think they will, because I don't know if Rebecca Gilman will let them. I think Tennessee Williams was actually kind of funny about them turning Streetcar into a movie, and I think Arthur Miller may have felt kind of weird about them turning Crucible into a movie, but they have done this, so I don't know if they ever will with Rebecca Gilman. But Jeffrey Donovan did go off and do great things. Like, he did Burn Notice, he's done several movies, and he's done great, and all the stuff he does is pretty dang good, but not like this one performance, because I was actually there watching it. But Anna Paquin was more believable on stage or on the theater than what I see sometimes on the screen. And that's what blew me away. I don't know what Philip Seymour Hoffman did when he directed them, but he was actually a director, because if you follow Philip Seymour Hoffman's career, he was mostly theater starting off, and he did a lot of directing in the theater, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he did for this one Broadway play, Well, it was actually off Broadway. But it was amazing. It was amazing because I was sucked into the play like I would be sucked into a really good movie. And I was just blown away watching these performances. I even got completely aroused and moved by these actors, even emotionally involved to a heightened degree, like I would a great movie. And then, of course, it ended, and I remember that was amazing. I can't believe I got to watch it because of Bob Lavelle. He bought the ticket for me. He must have probably bought those tickets for his wife and him to go see, but he gave it to the students and didn't want to go see it or whatever. Regardless, Alok, Modi, and I got to go to this theater off Broadway and watch this play, which I was blown away. Lo and behold, the play is over. Lights are down, house lights up. You know, I didn't really catch on that Philip Seymour Hoffman had directed it. Did I get to meet him? No, I didn't get to. I don't know if he was in the light booth or if he was at home drinking coffee, because he froze the play, meaning I think he had directed the play to such a degree that he was ready to have it released, and I had a feeling it was kind of frozen, and it was meaning they weren't frozen. The actors were moving around, but it was an amazing performance. Meaning I had a feeling that they had got that play to the level no better than they possibly could have gotten it. It moved very quick pace, which a lot of plays don't move that quick. The sound effects in the play were done quickly and loud. It was a different type of theater. I think that even Sam Shepard and his stuff and his plays had an influence on the style of theater. But it moved at a pace that was so much quicker than other plays that I've seen. It was very, very, very sharp, and they were always on cue and everything. Now, there were Broadway actors that were in it. You could tell because of their voices. And you could tell the difference between the Broadway actors and Jeffrey Donovan, of course, and of course Anna Paquin, because of the subtleties that they were doing and the sense memory and stuff that they were doing. They stuck out from the Broadway actors. Not that the Broadway actors were bad, just the Broadway actors had booming voices. You understood them clearly. You understood everything that was going on, but their sense memory wasn't as heightened. But Anna Paquin was there. There was a moment where Anna Paquin was watching the television on the stage, but we couldn't see the screen of the TV. It was facing the opposite way, so you could only see the back of the television. And you could see the television affecting her, and I'd never seen that before in a performance. It was like she was watching TV. And that drew me in from that moment into the very end of the play. Now, the character that Anna Paquin plays, she gets a death penalty. And there's a moment in the end where she learns to play piano. Her lawyer teaches her piano. Because remember, they're playing serial killers. This was like a CSI, nearly like a crime drama that was done on stage. But anyway, I didn't get to see Philip Seymour Hoffman. I didn't get to see him. But he did direct it. I went out, and lo and behold, after it was over, I went out where the lobby was. There standing out front was this strange guy that looked exactly like Jeffrey Donovan. He was not famous at this moment. No one knew who Jeffrey Donovan was from Adam. He was not on any television series that anyone would really know. He was an unknowner. Nobody knew him. So what in the world is this guy doing? He was standing there, almost like a statue, completely dressed in his normal gear, completely stone face, but well, smiling. At attention. He was the only actor in the entire play that was doing that. I think he was schmoozing, see if he could get an agent or whatever. She probably did. But he stood out there and just stood there and smiled. Anna Paquin wasn't there. The other actors weren't there. He was the only one there. He eventually made it. He got on Burn Notice. I saw him later on Burn Notice. That guy looked so familiar. And I was talking to a friend and found out his name was Jeffrey Donovan, did some research. That was the dude. That was the dude that was with Anna Paquin. But anyway, it was a great play. And the reason why it's good is there's some kind of message in it that's not in the words, but rather than the behaviors of the characters, rather than the behaviors of I guess you could say even the actors that were playing the characters. That you're getting a message in that play that you could not write in words. It's like beyond the word kind of thing. Because of the actions and the things that they have to go through. It's an intense play. Anyone that does it, let me know. Send a comment. I want information on it. I've been this way since I've seen the play. Now, possible movie, I think it would make a great movie. I don't know what Rebecca Gilman would think. But that's why I'm mentioning it, and I went through all these other playwrights, because these other playwrights have done movies about their play. I think it would be tough for this movie to be made. I don't know for sure if it would be something Jeffrey Donovan and Anna Paquin would do because of the age of the characters. They were young. Anna Paquin was 17. Jeffrey Donovan was probably in his 20s or something. I was in my 20s. I was in my late 20s. I was about 27 when I saw it. But I think it should stay at those ages. I don't know if Rebecca Gilman... I got to get a hold of the play. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. That was about 14 minutes about the glory of living. Hey, come here. Seriously. Say welcome to the Please Subscribe show.
Welcome to the Please Subscribe show.
Why are you saying it that way? Because of the boxers?
No, these are shorts.
All right, that's fine. Good night.